of the explosion is unknown by the fire department officials. Several theories as to the cause of the explosion have been advanced. To the rear of the basement are located a large ammonia tank, an ice-making machine, and a large boiler. The ammonia tank and the boiler are intact, and thus bars probability of an explosion from that source. Police are working along the theory of the existence of either a whiskey-making still or the existence of a time bomb. The injured men were Arthur J. Kruger, a motor car driver for Fire Department Number 5, Carl F. Rothfuss, one of the owners of the business, and Walter C. Lichtenstein, partner of Mr. Rothfuss. Lichtenstein was blown through the basement door, and Rothfuss was knocked down on the pool hall floor by the concussion, but managed to crawl from the basement. The blaze was conquered in the course of 2 hours, although firemen remained on the scene until daylight. The pool hall owners hoped to rebuild their business.
Elgin 100 Years Ago is a presentation of the Elgin History Museum. Be sure to visit the museum located at 360 Park Street in Elgin, open Wednesday through Saturdays 11 to 4. You can also listen to Elgin 100 Years Ago at www.elginhistory.org.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 53. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 29. As we look ahead to Saturday, patchy fog is possible before 8 a.m., followed by mostly sunny skies and a high near 55. On Sunday, expect sunny conditions with a high near 58. Currently, it's 51 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey Bears fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be a part of the action as thousands of die-hard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today at 847-741-7700 and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears on WRMN AM 1410.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride.
And here we go, everyone. It's Big Top Sports as Marcus Mack. And I'm sitting here with Andrew Scheid. And we are filling in for Derek Geyer on Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM. Call in number 847-931-1410. Call and holla at your boys. Andrew, what's the word, brother?
Not much. Marcus, how's it going on? I'm used to being here on Monday, so this is kind of a little interesting switch for me, but I'm excited to be filling in for Derek, and I hope we can do him justice here.
Exactly. We got Matty Ice on the board, working it for us, and the phone lines. Once again, please call in. We want to hear your thoughts. If you can't call in, hit us up on the chat line. We're in it today. This is Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid filling in for Derek Geyer. Andrew, have you been watching the Olympics?
I have been a little bit here and there. U.S. hockey has been tearing it up out there.
Well, women and men.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Are you intrigued at all? I mean, beyond the hockey, because that. I mean, of course. Look, we covered the major four, right?
Right.
That's like what people don't know. Me and Andrew also work at Prime Coverage Sports Network podcast. Make sure you check that out. Obviously, separate from AM radio, so we still are here on the AM radio stations, but we do a little podcasting as well. But Andrew, are you watching the Olympics?
I catch a little bit here and there. Winter Olympics, I have to admit, are not really my thing. I was a track and field athlete in high school, so Summer Olympics are more what I get into. But I do catch, hockey and all that in Winter Olympics.
Have you been watching skiing? You telling me you're watching skiing right now? Because I have watched no cross country. And you know what? I love my country. Salute to the United States of America. But I am not interested in watching cross country skiing, brother.
No, that's not my thing. And I think my dad the other day had something on curling, U.S. curling on the other day. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what this is. And this is the thing. Nothing against those athletes. They work very hard at their sports. I put nothing against them.
They're athletes. They're there to compete.
Right.
But come on. Curling? I'm sorry. I'm not feeling it. I'm trying my best to. Now, that's not to say, though, there are things that I do love about I love figure skate. I am a figure skating freak. Always have been, always will be. And I definitely follow that. And like I say, the men's and women's hockey team, crushing it. So there is excitement, and we have scored medals. We won. I know we won one Olympic medal in skiing, which hadn't been done since Lindsey Vonn had done it almost 14 years ago. It's tough for the Winter Olympics when it comes to the United States and how we view it. I mean, clearly the Summer Olympics are really our thing. We have the basketball, we have softball, we have gymnastics. We just crush it and so much in the summer, and that just makes it so fun and scintillating. But, at the same time, the Winter Olympics do exist. They are real.
They do.
Shouldn't we care a little bit more?
I think we should.
We should, but we don't. All right. Now that we've covered our palette for our listeners out there that love the Olympics, and please, like I say, if you want to chime in, please help yourself. Call us at 847-931-1410 at WRMN 1410. This is Big Top Sports with your host, Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid. Andrew, Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Right.
What do we got going on?
Just gonna hang around a little bit,
Hang around a little bit?
Yeah.
You young guys, you kill me. What do you mean hang around a little bit?
Well, I'm not in a relationship currently, so...
That's only because you choose not to be. It's only because you choose not to be.
Okay. I got you there, buddy.
Yes. Don't make it sound like you're living in this prison chasm where I'm not allowed to date. No. You're not putting yourself out there, young man. And that we have to change. That's a whole nother story. This isn't the love line. This is a sports channel. Now, what you can do for yourself tomorrow, though, for Valentine's Day, is absorb your second love. Because obviously when you get the girl, that's your first love. But the second love is sports.
Right.
Absorb some sports tomorrow.
Because you know what's going on this weekend?
What's going on this weekend?
NBA All-Star Game.
Oh! Caleb. He's in the three-point competition for celebrity.
You know what? I have to admit, I was working a Windy City Bulls basketball game for my school program at Illinois Media School. And I was on my phone when I saw that on social media, and to be honest, I thought it was fake news at first.
Of course, it's like fake news, Caleb. I immediately, when I saw that, I go, Caleb's not shooting threes. And they're like, no, Caleb's shooting threes. And I'm like, let's go.
No, but that's honestly, and that's going to take place tonight. It starts at 6 p.m.
Oh, man, we're watching.
Yeah,
We're watching.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it because if anything, it's going to be fun to watch him do it out there.
But doesn't this speak, though, what Caleb has become in this city and for the franchise? The fact that we're excited to see our starting quarterback in a celebrity all-star game shooting threes. It's not like he's throwing footballs around.
Right.
But the guy, here's the thing, and this is why I know Caleb has now hit superstar status.
Okay.
He's known and he's must watch. People want to just watch, see what they know he's not going to. He's a football player. Like, what? Is he going to be dropping threes like Steph Curry? Probably not. But it's the interest, it's the star power, it's the draw that Caleb is starting to generate. And that is something that the Chicago Bears, we haven't had since Jim McMahon at quarterback. And in my opinion, Caleb's got way more talent than Jim.
Oh, and everyone says, and I admit it, I wasn't alive in '85. I wasn't able to watch that.
You
live.
weren't?
No, I wasn't.
You young punk.
But here's the fun part about YouTube is you can go back and watch the entire 85 Bears season.
Recap.
And I did that. So I'm able to say I watched that 85 season. So even if it was on replay, I was able to see the kind of quarterback Jim McMahon was in 85. And I can say this. Yeah, Caleb Williams is probably is a better quarterback than Jim McMahon.
Yeah, that's not take away from Jim. That's not take away from Jim.
No.
Jim's he's a Super Bowl winner. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But what we're saying is that the eye test doesn't lie.
Right.
And the eye test shows you clearly Caleb has got more talent.
Right. Like, I don't think I see Jim McMahon making some of the passes that Caleb Williams made this year.
Ooh, when you talk about that no-look fadeaway throw to Cole Kmet in the playoffs, would have everybody going, what did you just do?
Right.
You mean Jim McMahon couldn't make that throw?
I mean, when you're stunning coaches that have been in this league for years, you know you've done something. And the one thing I like about this kid is he just acts like, okay, next job. Let's
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. The guy throws ridiculously amazing passes, and he's like, yeah, I've done that before, and I love that. I love that stuff. This is new territory. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see Caleb at the Celebrity All-Star game. But I'm going to tell you what. I know a lot of people dump on the All-Star game. Athletes have watered it down in the NBA, and that's on them. That's on them. And you know who I blame for that? I blame one athlete, LeBron James. The All-Star games were entertaining and highly competitive when Mike was the face of the NBA, then when Kobe became the face of the NBA. Even before that, Dr. J, you go all the way back, Oscar Robertson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you name, you pick. The All-Star games were competitive and entertaining. People looked forward to them. And then LeBron James became the face of the NBA. And LeBron, I respect. I don't like. But I'm not here to hate on him. Like, a lot of people, get mad because other people want to push the narrative that he's better than Michael Jordan. You know what? He can't do anything about that. He can't do nothing about what his fans want to
believe that he is,
or they want to push, or they want to push an agenda.
Yeah.
He has nothing to do with that. What I'm gonna say is this, though, is that when it comes to the All-Star event, he didn't take it seriously anymore. And that led all the other players, doesn't matter who it is, European, American, nobody takes it seriously anymore because it started with him. It started with him not participating in any dunk contest because what it became for him was a vacation. What his excuse was, well, I play hard all the other games in the season, so this is my time to relax.
Right.
This is my time to enjoy myself, and I'm not going to push my body or worry about injury. I'm just going to go and have a good time at this game. And all the other athletes followed that mantra, and that's what it's turned into. It's a vacation for them. They could care less about playing the game, and that is what the problem is. And I can't go and get upset Once again, this is WRMN 1410 AM. This is Big Top Sports. We'll be back shortly after this.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks, Nancy and Becky, for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends, from exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
On WRMN. Talk time.
I'm Danielle Penman, a registered nurse, conservative Republican, and longtime resident of St. Charles running for state senator. I'm focused on cutting taxes, supporting law enforcement, and holding Springfield accountable, because Illinois families deserve better.
Paid for by Friends for Danielle Penman.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous, because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Thank you! Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
And we are back. This is Big Top Sports with Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid filling in for Derek, guy who's on vacation enjoying himself in some exotic land while he leaves us in the cold. Well, not too cold today.
No, it's actually pretty nice today.
You know what? Come on now. It's not exotic hot. But,
No.
But enough.
For Midwest February weather, this is nice.
Yeah, we're out of the deep freeze, and I'm okay with that. Once again, this is WRMN 1410 AM, Big Top Sports. Call us on the call-in line, 847-931-1410. If you want to text us, it's 505-926-1410. And, of course, you can watch us on YouTube at WRMN1410.com. And if you're not listening to us on the radio station, then you're probably listening to us on the WRM app, and we appreciate you. But remember, if you cannot be near the radio station, please download the WRMN app, and you can listen to us anywhere, including Australia. Do you know we got listeners in Australia? Did you know that?
I know that.
Good day, Mike. Yeah. So once again, this is Big Top Sports. Let's keep it rolling. Derek loves baseball.
He does.
And you know what? I respect him for that.
Oh, I do
and
too.
I love baseball. And guess what's getting ready to get started?
The MLB season. You know, and
we're talking baseball.
I have to say that I've been preparing for this for a long time.
When you say prepare, does that mean push-ups, sit-ups, chin-ups?
No.
What does that mean when you say prepare? Because when I hear prepare, I'm thinking Rocky 3 and him working out, or Rocky 4 when he's in Russia and he's doing the sit-ups and then 1, 2, 3, and they're getting them prepared. Was that your preparation right there?
No, just familiarizing myself with who came in, who left.
You disappoint me, Andrew. The muscles right there could definitely use some push-ups and some sit-ups. You could have told me I did 2.
My high school coaches would be disappointed.
You could have said I did 2. Yeah, I tell you, guy. But anyway, we just keep this going. MLB. So here's the problem. We know that there might be a lockout next year, and that sucks because I'm going to tell you what. The MLB has finally gotten interesting again. Right. And at one time, baseball was like on this lull, and that was their fault, not ours. I'm not in their marketing team, and I don't know how to tell you how to speak to the youth, but they finally broke through. What broke them through the most was the championship, the World Series when they played Dodgers and Yankees 2 years ago. Thrilling series. It brought eyes back to the game. Big cities, big teams, big names always brings eyes back to the game. And they didn't disappoint. They came through. And then last year, another thrilling World Series, 7 games. The Dodgers do something they don't normally. Teams in baseball, they repeated.
They did.
They repeated. And now they're trying to go for a 3-peat by buying everybody. What's going on with that?
Since we're on a local show, as I can be kind of Chicago biased here.
Of course you can.
My thing with the Dodgers is they're too stacked, and I don't think I've ever been able to say that when your secondary guys are as good as most teams' starters.
Yeah.
And that there's a problem with your either trading system, your salary cap. There's something wrong there, in my opinion.
You got to fix it.
Yeah. When the Dodgers can go out and literally get secondary guys that are as good as most team starters, there's something that's got to be looked at, in my opinion. Now, other people might disagree, but that's just my opinion. Now, on to Chicago baseball. I've been catching up a lot with what's been going on in the first week of spring training as a full team.
So wait a minute. What are we saying here? Do we have a team that can compete with the Empire Dodgers?
You want my honest opinion? Now this is gonna cut me deep being a Southside fan. I think that the Cubs have a better chance of chasing that World Series ring.
We're still building.
Right.
We're still building.
But here's the thing, being a White Sox fan, I love what they're building on the South Side. It's exciting, and it's kind of like what the Bears did during the offseason this past year. They built a young team of guys that just wanted to come in and win games.
You know what the White Sox are doing?
And that's what the White Sox are doing with the club they got now. And Mike Vassell has said it on interviews with CHSN. We have a young core of guys, but we also have veterans around them that can teach them how to play the game.
You know what the White Sox are doing, brother? They're building hope. Something that me as a Southside fan, you as a Southside fan, something we haven't had in a while. They're building hope. And remember, once again, this is the voice of the Valley for the Chicago White Sox, WRMN 1410 AM. This is Big Top Sports. They give me excitement again.
They do.
I've got guys that I want to watch.
And I've said it
Coastal
before.
Montgomery, Kyle Teal. They might be bringing up Brandon Montgomery soon. He's got something going. They've got some guys in the work. Oh, don't forget about Japanese Babaruta.
Yep, I'm really excited to see him.
Murakami?
Yeah. Oh my God. And here's the one thing about Mooney. Here's the one thing about Mooney that I just love. This kid just seems to be happy to be playing baseball in Chicago.
So let me ask you this then. Okay, so is there pressure on Maury? Does he have to justify the stats that he put up in Japan. I don't think so. You know what? I want him to come in and settle into his role. I want him to get comfortable being in the United States. Right. I want him to get comfortable with his team. I do not want this first year to be some, hey, you got to give us 25 plus home runs. Nope.
Just as a fan, just get comfortable. Like you said, just get comfortable, settle in, and obviously there's going to be a lot of hype around him. And I was watching interviews today. Not only does he have U.S. media and Chicago media around him, but he's also got
Japanese.
I think they said about 12 different Japanese media followed him here to the U.S. So he's not only being looked at here in the U.S., but he's being looked at over in Japan because, like you said, his nickname over there is the Japanese Babe Ruth. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see that power in the White Sox. We may not see it until next year fully. But I want him to settle into his own on the South Side. I want him to get comfortable. I want him to learn how to play the game in the MLB.
Here's the thing that people don't realize. Every hyped prospect that has come over from Japan has lived up to it. You go back to Suzuki, Ohtani,
Shota,
kid that came over and played for the Sox and won a World Series in 2005. Ichiro. Okay? Every guy that has come up from that league has had solid careers. Look at the kid that's playing for the Cubs right now.
Right. You know, Shota
he's an integral part. Two players. Right. Actually, two players.
They got Seiya Suzuki and Shota Imanaga. And the interesting about Shota Imanaga is he was interviewed by Marquee Sports Network this week, and he was asked about, because last season he kind of, second season in the league, and they were starting to figure him out. So, they asked him about that, and he said, this is what he said, and I got it, straight from his interview. He said, the first season I punched the MLB, and the second season the MLB punched me. Mm-hmm. So he's just got to figure out that kind of balance of getting back into it.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of excitement on that South Side. And when we get back from break, we're going to continue talking some baseball. We're going to talk about the North Side, too, because obviously, like we referenced before, the Cubs have a legitimate shot at making a run. They're starting to amass a very exciting team. Once again, this is Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM. You got your host Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid filling in for Derek Geyer. Make sure to call us on the call-in line at 847-931-1410 or hit us on the chat 504-926-1410 on WRMN 1410 AM.
I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to set statewide standards for school panic alert systems. The proposal would require technology allowing staff to instantly notify police during emergencies. Known as Alyssa's Alert, similar systems are already used in several states following the 2018 Parkland school shooting. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul is suing to block a plan to cut public health funding to Illinois and 3 other states. The Trump administration intends to rescind about $600 million, including grants for HIV and disease prevention programs. Illinois will soon require lenders to use a digital system for vehicle titles. Officials say the change will speed processing, reduce delays, and improve fraud protection by replacing paper titles with electronic records. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable, complimentary services to all downtown businesses, organizations, property owners, and residents, helping you gain exposure and thrive. Whether you're already part of the district or exploring a new downtown location, DNA is here to help your vision grow. Join us in creating a vibrant, connected, and successful downtown Elgin. Call now 847-488-1456, or you can email info@downtownelgin.com. Ask for Jennifer Facala. Downtown Neighborhood Association, where the heart of business beats strong.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 53. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 29. As we look ahead to Saturday, patchy fog is possible before morning, then mostly sunny with a high near 55. Saturday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 31. Currently, it's 50 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride.
We are ready to go. To all of our listeners out there, I hope you're in the saddle. This is Big Top Sports with Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid filling in for Derek Geyer. Hit us up on the chat line, 847-931-1410. Or text us 505-926-1410. And once again, of course, you can watch us on YouTube at WRMN1410.com. Andrew, we left off talking about the Cubs. What's realistic and what's fake?
You know,
ready to head into this now. What, pitchers and catchers are reporting?
Right, and everyone else has started reporting. I like how Marquee Sports Network put it out there today, 8-second video of Dansby Swanson just warming up, but they put it as Dansby Swanson sighting. So I always like how their media teams kind of make that, fun and interesting for the fans.
Who's the most important Cub this season?
That's a good question.
Like, who do you feel is the most important Cub on this roster?
I feel, you want my honest opinion?
Don't hold back.
And people may disagree with me, but it's gonna be: does Alex Bregman lived up to what you traded for?
You made a move.
Yeah,
free agent signing.
Right.
You made a move,
and you got him for the next 5 years. But
does he replace Cal Tucker? Did they replace Cal Tucker by signing Bregman, which essentially can now move Shaw into right field? We know Seau is not going to play right field all season, that he's more fitted for DH whether he realizes it or not.
Here's what I don't want, and I could be extremely wrong on how this is going to play out, but I don't want Bregman going to third, Shaw moving to second, and them trading away Nico Horner. I think that would be a big mistake on the Cubs' part. Now, I could be completely wrong in the way they're going to play this.
Look, remember one thing. I keep trying to tell everybody. When it comes to free agents, two people have to dance. One side can say, hey, this is what we want to give you. But the other side has to say, oh, yes, I feel that's fair, and I want to take it. Don't think for 1 second that the Cubs haven't offered Nico Horner a contract. If you really think for 1 second that the Cubs have not offered Nico Horner a contract, then you're not thinking it from a baseball business mind. They have already offered him contracts, and he has told them no. That is why they are heading towards free agency. So as much as we love to, as fans, think that these franchises are these evil empires, man, athletes are greedy too, and they want what they feel they deserve. Make no mistake about it, the Cubs have not sat here this whole time and said, Nico Horner's getting ready to become a free agent. Let's wait to offer him a contract. Don't think it works like that.
No, they didn't
what it is they've offered. Nico has said no. Now we have to ask ourselves, what's the right price? Because Nico Horner does have a cap. Nico Horner is not a guy that hits for power. He is a great, excellent contact hitter. But if you're asking for the money of a power hitter, now we got a problem.
Right, because he's not that.
Now we got a problem.
Hitter. And it's just like with, to bring it up, PCA knows he's not a big home run hitter. He knows his job is to be a contact hitter, get on base, and do that.
Now, he does have pop.
Yeah, he does. And I'm not saying PCA doesn't have pop, but again, Nico Horner's that hitter where he hits for contact, he gets on base, he'll hit a home run, not every once in a while, but it's not like he's hitting them every other day or every 2 days.
Here's what I'll say about it. If he doesn't want to play ball, if he doesn't want to resign, and he wants a certain number that the Cubs feel is out of the right price range for what they value him at, I am not going to get mad if they turn around and get value for said player. The worst thing you can do as an organization is to sit on a player in hopes that you can negotiate a deal if he's already turned you down, when you could get value for him instead. Because what happens when a player walks in free agency and you didn't get anything? Then everyone says, why didn't you trade him?
Right.
You see how that's a double-edged sword? So I'm not going to get mad at the Cubs if the Cubs trade him because a deal couldn't be made that both sides felt was fair. Because like I said, there is a market value on Nico Horner. He does not hit for home runs. And it looks like apparently here the Cubs are agreeing to a multi-year deal with reliever Miller right now. So, the Cubs are putting themselves in a very powerful position. And I just think that Nico Horner is becoming more and more and more expendable. And with the trade for Bregman, with Shaw, and if his bat arrives, Nico becomes very expendable, brother.
I mean, he will. I don't think that's what they need to do. I could be wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
They don't need to do it. They don't, especially right now with this season. But if it starts to get close to that trade deadline and it doesn't look like a contract can be signed, can you blame the Cubs for trying to get something out of and not get nothing?
No, I can't blame them. them. And the one interesting thing is a lot of fans forget baseball is a business when you get to this level.
Business. I'm talking about real business.
It is, and they know their job on 5-6 days a week, sometimes 2 weeks straight without a day off. It's to go out there and have fun and play baseball. And you don't want to lose the mindset of having fun while playing the game.
No.
That's what got you there. But you also have to understand that there's a business aspect to it. And I think it would be dumb of the Cubs not to maybe offer him one more contract, maybe offer him something a little bit better if he's turned down what they've already offered him.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be stupid of the Cubs if, like you said, if they get to that trade deadline and they don't do anything and they just let him go, that would be stupid too, because he is worth something.
Well, and here's what I think. Like, if you're trading a guy like that, then you're a seller, and I don't predict the Cubs to be sellers at any point in this season. And so now they probably will risk it all if it looks like Nico's could be an intricate part of helping them win a World Series. That's when it becomes a situation where it's like, okay, I'm sorry, we're gonna stick with this guy. What you're offering it doesn't matter because the value of a World Series, no prospect is worth the value of a World Series.
No, but
no prospect.
Here's one problem the Cubs will always have, and I think have had for a couple of years now. What team has always had for the past few years has been the thorn in the Cubs' side?
The Milwaukee Brewers?
Yeah, the Milwaukee Brewers have been the thorn in the Cubs' side for the last few years, and we saw it last year in the playoffs. When Milwaukee knocked them out. And the Cubs, in my eyes, are serious World Series contenders this year. I think they can make a serious deep run in the playoffs if everyone stays healthy. I mean, that's the key thing with baseball. It is a grind. A lot of people say football is tougher. In my opinion, yeah, you're playing a tougher sport. You're getting hit.
It's physically challenging, but mentally for baseball, that's what the grind is. Those 162 games is not easy on the mind.
Right. And, it's just staying healthy within those 162 games.
Yes.
Because we've seen it time and time again. Guys play good, and then month 2 in, start getting injured. Well, we see a lot of injuries early, too, because of the cold weather, especially in the Midwest.
Well, that's what can derail any team. I felt like injuries hurt the Cubs last year, and that's a perfect segue into what I believe is myself, the Cubs' most important player, and that's Cade Horton. I think Cade Horton has the potential to be a Cy Young candidate. He's got that good of stuff. And now you put him in a rotation with Justin Steele, who will be coming back from Tommy John surgery, with Shota Imanaga, with the kid that they traded for from the Marlins, Suarez. What's his name? Is that Suarez that they traded for?
Yeah.
I want to say that was Suarez.
I want to say that was.
I hope I didn't butcher that, and I apologize if I did. And now and then you throw in Jamison Taillon, you throw in Brown. You got a real solid starting rotation of pitchers that can carry. And pitching is what, to me, wins World Series. So
pitching to me is what carries a ball club.
Cade Horton is the most, to me, important Cub for this season. And I know some people are going to say PCA. That's fair. Look, PCA got off to a hot start last year.
Right.
Man, he was smoking like a firecracker.
But let's not forget, PCA is not going to have the same spring training schedule as everyone else. He's playing center field in the World Baseball Classic for Team USA this year. So he's not going to have that same spring training schedule. He's out there right now. Escapes me when he has to leave to kind of meet up with the Team USA team for the WBC. But I think he's got, a few weeks here before he has to start getting ready with them?
Yeah, I think so. I think a few weeks. And once again, this is Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM with Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid here, bringing you nothing but the best sports. We'll be right back.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
When our nation calls, patriots answer. The U.S. Volunteers Joint Service Command stands ready, honoring our fallen heroes through military funeral honors and serving communities during natural disasters and emergencies. If you're 18 or older, you can serve close to home with free training and just one Saturday a month. Prior service with honorable discharges are welcome. View our website today at usvjsc.org. We are patriots. We are always ready. We are U.S. Volunteers, and we want you to join us.
Are you suffering with anxiety, depression, PTSD, an eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem? If it's causing problems at work or with your family, get help now at Insight Mental Health and Wellness. We can help and treat all types of depression and mental issues. We'll help you use your insurance to get away from it all to a beautiful, sunny, and tranquil vacation-like environment so you can recharge yourself. And with a Family Medical Leave Act, you could take the time off you need from work. Plus, with the Affordable Care Act, your treatment could be 100% covered. If you're suffering from any kind of anxiety, depression, PTSD, eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem, use your insurance and get away from it all. Come to sunny California. Call Insight Mental Health and Wellness now. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. That's 800-419-0287.
And welcome back. This is Big Top Sports here on WRMN AM 1410 and Studio 14, Elgin, Illinois. Call us on the phone line, 847-931-1410, or hit us up on the text chat, 505-926-1410, and check us out on YouTube at WRMN1410.com. Andrew, we left out talking about the Cubs and what their top players were to look out for. We've also talked about the White Sox. We've covered a little Olympics, and we have some news that I think that this is, to me, it's quite relevant. I know it might not be local news, but it pertains to us, and that is the MLB's change in the how they're going to handle the strike zone this year.
Yeah, we just found out about that at break, and I actually have the article up right here from MLB.com. This was written February 12th, so yesterday. It says, at long last, players' protests, balls, and strikes can now be handled with something other than efficient arguing. So that means they're bringing the ABS system to the MLB in this 2026 season, and my feelings on that. Do I think Hernandez might have had something to do with this? Maybe 10 years too late.
About time. It's about time. I'm sorry, but to have to put this on the human element, to try to have to call balls and strikes on a ball that is moving at 90 miles to 100 miles an hour on every clip.
Nowadays, over 100 miles.
And now this guy is supposed to make a split-second decision, because remember, where the catcher catches the ball is not where it actually crossed the plate. So the catcher could catch that ball and it could be on the inside of the plate, but when it crossed the plate, it could have been on the outside.
Which begs the question here, buddy. What does that do for the framing that catchers do? That is really their only weapon that catchers have when they're out there.
Catchers are the dirtiest players in baseball. What are we talking about? These guys are the dirtiest players in baseball. Do you know the things that they say to hitters when hitters come up to bat? If anyone's not aware why catchers are so disliked in baseball, then you've never paid attention to the game. They talk to the hitters constantly to get in their head. They say all types of stuff to the hitters while they're back there. I can't even repeat the things that they say to the hitter when they're back there catching. As a matter of fact, it's a birthright as a catcher to sit there and try to say the most outlandish stuff you possibly can to that hitter when he comes up to bat. If there was a microphone, if you ever noticed, there's never a game where a catcher is mic'd up. Because
right?
that'd be a shocking revelation in baseball.
I take that back. I think last year, I have to look it up during the break and make sure, but I think the White Sox actually had Kyle Teal mic'd up last year.
And I guarantee he was mute. I guarantee it wasn't the real Kyle Teal. It was a mute that was sitting back there in that catcher. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they're the filthiest, dirtiest players. There's a reason A.J. Przinsky was hated. And it wasn't just because it was A.J. It's because A.J. was a catcher, okay? You'll never hear anybody say anything good about Mike Piazza. And he was one of the best catchers in the world. Yogi Berra, people can't stand him, okay? Catchers are despised. Look at their history, and there's a reason for it. They are horrible. They will do anything to get a competitive edge. That's just who they are.
But here's my question to you. Is framing now history in the MLB?
Yes.
With the ABS system.
Well, I think the ABS system is going to eventually just take over. You will have the human catcher always, but what it's going to eventually be is that the signal will be relayed to the human catcher from ABS. The signal will be relayed whether it's ball or strike. It's going to be instantaneous, whether it's two signals in your ear or one signal in your ear, whether they create an actual ball strike verbiage in the umpire's ear. It's going to come a certain point where the system will see it, will relay the message, and the umpire will call it, and it'll all happen simultaneously. Trust me, it's coming.
I'm reading here. It says the ABS challenge system will make its formal debut on opening night when the Giants host the Yankees at 8:05 p.m. Eastern in the first ever live MLB broadcast on what? Netflix?
Hey. And you know what? The funny part about it, everybody talks about changing the game. If you ask me that, to me, that's ridiculous because guess what? The player on the field has no clue what the automatic system is saying. So unless you're going to build a spot on a billboard so where the player can look and see if it's a ball or strike, you still need the umpire.
Right.
Even if it's an automatic system. I don't understand why this is such a hard concept for people to grasp. You still need the umpire to relay to the batter if it's a ball or a strike. Why is this so hard to understand? Why is this so hard to get behind? The game is not going to change. You're still going to have the umpire back there. Here's what it does. It takes out the sting of a mistake. It takes the human element out of it where you got to guess on somebody. You don't know if that guy's got 20/20 vision. Man, he might see like me. I think that's a strike. What if the guy had a few too many the night before? You ever tried to operate your job on a hangover? That's some serious business, okay? And you're trying to call for a splitter and a curveball if it was over the plate? Are you kidding me? Stop it.
Here's the thing. A lot of people actually thought, the ABS system is coming. They actually thought the umpire was going to disappear.
Yeah, exactly. How's the batter supposed to know if it was a ball or a strike? Is it supposed to come to him through some ESP, through a magic ghost, and going to wave out there and say, hey, it was a ball or strike? He still needs to know if it's a ball or strike.
It shows up on the scoreboard.
Thank you, sir.
They can't see that. That's my point. Have you ever played baseball?
The scoreboard.
Have you ever played baseball?
They have an S
the players
that
don't,
has three
the
lights
players
next
don't
to
look
it,
at the
and then they have a B that has four lights next to it, right?
That's for the fans. That's for the fans. That's not for the player. That's for the fans. You know the people in the audience that watch the players? Yeah, that's what the scoreboard is for. That's not for the players. The players don't. Let me look at the scoreboard to see what's going on the field I'm playing on. No, that's why you have umpires and refs. Yeah. That's exactly why you have them. They have a purpose. They're not just there to collect a check and call a bad game.
Right.
They have a purpose.
Here's the thing. The ABS system, is it naive to think that it's going to come into the MLB, they're going to have no issues with it, it's going to be spotless just because they've tested it at the minor league level? No. I have a feeling there are going to be bugs this year. There's going to be problems in the system. There's going to be hiccups. There's going to be things they need to work on. But that's everything with new. I'm pretty sure. Oh, my God. Can we talk about when Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle were chasing Babe Ruth's home run race in '61, and it was the first year the MLB had played 162 games, and everyone was so up in arms about them having more games to break it than Babe Ruth. And it actually came to the fact of, if you didn't break it in the 150 whatever games that Babe Ruth did, there was an asterisk by it. So things just take time to build. Yeah, things change.
And it doesn't change another player's greatness. I don't care how many guys score more baskets than Michael Jordan. You still ain't greater than Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, LeBron, Karl Malone, whoever else wants to come along and get more points than Mike. You ain't better just because you got more points in your stat column. The eye test don't lie. Oh, man, we got so much still to go here. This is, once again, the Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410. Make sure that you come and check out your boy Marcus Mack. I come on Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with the Truth About Chicago Sports here every Saturday. Andrew appears with Derek Geyer on Monday.
Yes, sir.
At 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then we've also got Prime Cover Sports Network. This is our little podcast live stream venture that we do. I'm on Mondays, Unfiltered Sports, 5 to 7 p.m. And Andrew, when are you joining?
I will be on Mondays and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on my Sports Mayhem morning show starting March 2nd. And what's nice is you will be joining me as a co-host on March 2nd.
Yes,
That'll
sir.
be fun to do that first show with you.
I feel stronger already. I'm ready. Once again, the call-in number is 847-931-1410. You can text us at 505-926-1410 and YouTube, WRMN1410.com. This is WRMN 1410 AM Big Top Sports.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. That's 800-257-3148.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 5 o'clock.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to set statewide standards for school panic alert systems. The proposal would require technology allowing staff to instantly notify police during emergencies. Known as Alyssa's Alert, similar systems are already used in several states following the 2018 Parkland school shooting. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul is suing to block a plan to cut public health funding to Illinois and 3 other states. The Trump administration intends to rescind about $600 million, including grants for HIV and disease prevention programs. Illinois will soon require lenders to use a digital system for vehicle titles. Officials say the change will speed processing, reduce delays, and improve fraud protection by replacing paper titles with electronic records. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois will soon require lenders to use a digital system for vehicle titles. Officials say the change will speed processing, reduce delays, and improve fraud protection by replacing paper titles with electronic records. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to set statewide standards for school panic alert systems. The proposal would require technology allowing staff to instantly notify police during emergencies. Known as Alyssa's Alert, similar systems are already used in several states following the 2018 Parkland school shooting. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul is suing to block a plan to cut public health funding to Illinois and 3 other states. The Trump administration intends to rescind about $600 million, including grants for HIV and disease prevention programs. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health question.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 53. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 29. As we look ahead to Saturday, patchy fog is possible before morning, then mostly sunny with a high near 55. Saturday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 31. Currently, it's 50 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the...
Ready to tackle your junk piles? Call the Junk Luggers. From old furniture to entire cleanouts, we do the heavy lifting. And here's the best part. We rehome and recycle as much as possible to keep it all out of landfills. Feel good about your cleanout the green way. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today for your eco-friendly, stress-free service.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derek Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the on the radio light.
And welcome back. Andrew, you have an announcement, my friend. Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, guys, I just wanted to say good luck to my alma mater, former high school, Elgin High School, Gold Maroons, the boys track team, which I was a proud member of for my last 2 years in high school, have their first meet tonight at Rolling Meadows High School. So I just want to say good luck, you guys. Hope you do well tonight. Good luck to Coach Mason and Coach Cobbs. Both were my coaches when I was over there with them. So just good luck, you guys. And also, I'm kind of a little peeved that you guys started doing good at sports the second I graduated. So just got to put that out there.
They had to do you like that.
But one thing I want to talk about, we were talking about the NBA, but I want to talk a little NBA G League. I want to talk about little Windy City Bulls because they've got two guys that have kind of become a little bit of phenoms down there.
But you know what? Don't leave yourself short there, guy. What have you been doing for the Windy City Bulls?
Oh, man, it's amazing. It's part of a school program. I'm part of the sports emphasis program at Illinois Media School.
Sports emphasis.
And we get to help with the media production for the Windy City Bulls games.
So you're actually boots on ground, sir.
Yes, I am.
You're meeting players. You're in the organization helping out.
Yeah, it's fun to see these guys develop. And the two guys I'm talking about that really have become phenoms down there and really have started to capture attention throughout the NBA is Mac McClung and Yuki Kawamura.
Two-time NBA dunk contest champion.
Yeah, which he unfortunately opted out of this year.
Well, that's okay because he won back-to-back. You know what I mean? What more does a man need to prove?
Right, but one thing about these two guys, and I could say is they're not too tall, which...
What does that mean?
Well, let's be honest. They're not big guys they're not like a Victor Wembanyama.
They're not 7'4".
Yeah.
Got you. You know what? Here's the thing, Andrew. Not everyone is 7'4".
Right. They're not those tall guys you see where like, oh, this guy's tall and we know he's going to be a phenom. But Mac McClung is just a grinder from what I see day in and day out when he plays in Huffman Estates. And he's played a game up in Toronto with the big club, with the Bulls. He was up in Toronto for a game. Yuki has played with the Bulls, and I remember watching his NBA debut with the Bulls and winning a jump ball. Let's not forget, Yuki's 5'8", which isn't short for the NBA, but isn't too tall.
No, it is not too tall. Not for the NBA. It's rather short for sure.
But when he's able to take and win a jump ball like that, I will remember Stacey King's call when he was just running around after that jump ball. Stacey King literally went, "There's 5 Yukis out there," because it was literally like that night. Yuki was doing everything for the Bulls, and that's what these two guys bring to whatever team they're a part of. Is they're both just grinders and just want to show what they can do. And it's just awesome to see them develop. I really hope that both Mac and Yuki get their extended time with the big club because they do deserve it.
Yeah, they do.
What do you think? What do you think?
You know what? Here's the thing. With me in G League, I love that players are able to get minutes. But I'm a skeptic. And I got to see you do it against the big dogs. You know, you could be a G League great and go to the NBA and you're just an average little bench player guy. And, you know, so the Bulls, Andrew, I'm so upset with this franchise.
Right, okay.
And here's the sad part about it. Here's the thing that really disappoints me about it all. The Bears season has ended. That's generally, when I was growing up. So I got very blessed. I got very blessed when Michael came into the league when I was very young. So growing up, my whole adolescence, being a teenager into a young adult was Michael. Right. I was very spoiled. Okay. I was used to the Bears ending and then the Bulls getting into going. Right. It was like the perfect handoff. You want to talk about a transition in sports that doesn't get talked about enough. That is what made that era so special. And there was times when the Bears would be horrible, but it didn't matter because people, you love the Bears so much, and they had won that Super Bowl in '85. We were champagne hungover for 15 years. People didn't care about the Bears getting back to the Super Bowl until 2000. No. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying. We were champagne hungover that long from that '85 championship. But what helped that champagne hangover was the Chicago Bulls. Right. When the Bears season would end, the Bulls season would kick in, and you had exciting, thrilling action. And Mike was leading the way. And then after Mike, Derrick Rose came in for a brief stint. But beyond that, it is miserable when the Bears season ends, and especially now when you've got a pathetic Hawks team. Well, a young and up and coming team, but they're pathetic. But they're not going to go to a playoff. No, okay? Not this year. And not this year. But they're up and coming though. Yeah, they are. Don't miss those. They got some talent. But the Bulls have none. They got no up and coming talent.
Okay, you have Josh Giddey, but when is he? When is he healthy? I like Josh Giddey. I love the guy.
Is he an all-star? Is he a bench guy? Is he a role player? They pay him like he's going to be a potential all-star, but I don't see him no more than just a role guy.
You know, it's the thing of this team, and I was watching NBA Today on ESPN before coming in here, and they had the Bulls ranked as 10 in the one of the teams with the 10 worst records.
If they make it to that play-in, Andrew, I'm going to drive down to that stadium myself, and I'm going to go into that office. And I'm telling you right now, everybody that runs the Bulls better be ready to go, because I'm going to rock and roll with all of them, let me tell you. Because this team better be in a lottery. This is one of the deepest drafts they are telling me since LeBron came out.
You know, and that's the thing.
The Bulls better be in a lottery.
Everyone to me that is not well versed on basketball is like, oh, but the Bulls have made the postseason. And like, yeah, they've made the postseason, but they've not made the playoffs.
Barely. They barely made the postseason. It's the equivalent of what happened with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFL. They backed in just because of. Not because they won, not because they did anything good. It just happened to be their positioning. And you know what? It's entertaining, and it gives a little bit more excitement for the playoffs. That's what the Bulls are right now, okay? And I'm glad that they traded off Nico. I'm glad they traded off Kobe White. I'm glad that they traded off Io. You know why? Because they need to rebuild this thing from the studs. And if they go into the play, if they make it to the play-in, Andrew.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt your chances with the draft lottery. And one thing about Vucevic that one of my buddies said when they traded him was, good, we got rid of a 6-foot traffic cone.
You know what? That is big facts. Once again, this is Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410. Call-in line 847-931-1410. This is your host, Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid. Make sure to come right back after this brief and small break.
Turned 65 recently like me. It's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. That's 800-433-3082.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
I know we're at an at-will state, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
Handle on the Law. If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Back to WRMN 1410 AM, Big Top Sports, with your host Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid. We're crushing it today, Andrew.
Yeah, we are.
I know Derek is,
he's enjoyed himself. And let me be honest.
No, but let's be honest about this. His ego's a little fragile. He needs to be shown a lot of positive affirmation. And seeing us crush his show is going to hurt his fragile ego a tad. So maybe we need to screw up for a second. Hold on. Let me do a mistake. There we go.
All right.
Now let's continue to crush it.
But I'll love to Derek. He deserves a he deserves a break. Well-deserved vacation.
He deserves a break.
He crushes it all the time here on Big Top Sports.
Hey, we can say, Derek, we didn't crush it as well as you, because right there, that's proof on tape that we had a flub. All right. So you enjoy your break, Derek. Don't get jealous. This is not a permanent thing. Although me and Andrew do look quite good on camera. I'm just saying, we look hot. You don't. We're cool. You're okay. I'm just throwing that out there. You enjoy your vacation, buddy. Once again, this is WRMN 1410 AM on Big Top Sports in Studio 14. Hit us up on the call-in line, 847-931-1410, or you can chat us up on the text line, 504-926-1410. And we, of course, are on YouTube at WRMN1410.com. Andrew, the NFL season has ended.
This is true.
And it was a little bit of a... But... you know what? This is one of my favorite parts of the NFL season. Prediction time. Ooh, we get to throw out all types of dumb, crazy possible scenarios, and none of them will come true. And that's what makes this stuff so fun. And so what I want to do starting out, and I don't know if we're going to have enough time, listeners, and if we do, we're going to try our best, but we're going to go around the horn. We're going to go around the horn in the NFL, and let's talk about what do we expect from the teams in their divisions. We have a call on the line. Let's rock and roll with that call, and then we'll come back to this. David, go ahead, brother.
Hi. So you are subbing for just today, or?
Yes. We're just subbing for the day. Derek's on vacation.
I will be in also Monday and Friday of next week as well.
Okay, I have such a ridiculously unimportant question to ask, but hey, the sport of asking stupid questions, that's what I'm into. That's sport related, so that's what I do.
Let's go.
Okay. So both of you, do you work just for WRMN, or do you have other jobs, or you don't have to answer? Fifth Amendment's okay too?
Yes, we're with WRMN. Andrew does his guest appearance with Derek Guy on Monday. I make a guest appearance on Tuesday, and then I have my show, Truth About Chicago Sports, on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., and then we work on our podcast live stream called Prime Coverage Sports Network, where I have a show Unfiltered on Monday, and Andrew's actually starting his show on May 2nd.
March 2nd.
Yeah, Mayhem.
Yeah. All right.
Mayhem.
Do you do other jobs too, or
what's up?
Do you have like other, or you just mainly do that?
These are the things that we do. Yep. We do Prime Coverage Sports Network and WRMN.
Okay. That's plenty to handle. I'm not trying to embarrass anyone. I just curious, simply.
Brother, are you kidding me? We love the call. Do you got a sports thing that you would like to talk about or want to know about?
Yeah. I don't ask much. I only ask for accurate predictions from both of you. You three are three sports gurus, experts. You eat and breathe and drink sports. Anyway, so
man, thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you.
So you like I've said, Marcus, you should have been coach of the Bears. You guys would do good as coaches.
Thank you so much, brother. You know what? I will take the pay, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't know nothing about special teams.
But hey, you never know. They'd probably do better. More motivation or goals. And anyway, so what do you real quick think about the Chicago White Sox, Cubs winning, their prospects, the Bears, and the Bears Stadium? And I will hang up and listen.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Andrew. Talk about the Sox first, and then we'll get into the Bears
the White
Stadium.
Sox, here's what I'm expecting this year. I'm not expecting a World Series run, and people on the South Side might get pissed at me for saying that. I don't care. That's my opinion.
You're being real.
Here's my opinion. Would I like to see a 500 end of the season? That's not unreasonable. When you can win 61 last year after coming off a 41-win season, and you can win 70. You can win 70. You can win 81. It's not out of the realm of possibility to me. 81 and 81 would be an end to a 500.
You said 81 though.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
I'm a South Sider, baby.
A 500 season, Marcus, would be 81 and 81.
But man, because remember, making the playoffs is 90 wins usually, 14. So
But I've seen. Wait. I've seen teams win over 90 games and not make the
exactly.
playoffs.
So 81. Yeah, you're right. It's not. But I don't know if this team can win. I mean, 80. If they win 81 games, man, I'll tell you what. I'll be dancing on the South Side. Yeah. This team win 81 games, I'll be freaking out. Because I'm going to tell you what that means. If this team wins 81 games, they have gotten a lot better. Those prospects have popped. Everybody that we bet on is doing excellent. And that is...
The one thing I've seen with the White Sox is they've really gone after pitching. And I really like that. They've added Sean Newcomb. And,
pitching's going to be important. And they had good pitching last year.
They did. We got Eric Fetty back. Eric Fetty re-signed with the White Sox, which I just love. And, he just said, in interviews with CHSN that he's happy to be back. He's happy to be, re-attaining some of those friendships he had before, because it's been a couple years. But and I've said it before, I've never been more excited to see a White Sox season this year than
it's been a while.
It's been probably since 2005. You know, that excitement of watching
Really?
that team, I haven't been more excited. That excited since.
Damn, but that was different.
then.
That was different.
It was
that was different, and
but-
that was a team of veterans. You got to remember, Paulie was established. Paulie Konerko had established himself at that point as the successor for Frank Thomas at first base. Frank Thomas was at the back end of his career, but everybody knew he was a Hall of Famer. Everybody, respected him. He was still leader of the team. Mark Burley was in his prime. That whole pitching staff. El Duque was on the back end of his career, but still had enough left in the tank. You know what I'm saying? This team doesn't have those veteran horses just yet. But they got a lot of youth.
I got one phrase for you. The 2004 Boston Red Sox, as everyone called them, idiots, because they didn't think they would go anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
And they ended up winning it all.
But then the Big Papi Hall of Famer, we don't have. It was Colston Montgomery would have to really come leaps and bounds, and along with Murakami, to come in as a rookie and just do some shocking things. And that's why it's hard for me to.
And then we got Luis Angel Acuna coming in.
That's going to be a great addition.
Which is a good addition to the White Sox, too. You got Ronald Acuna's brother, man. I mean, that's a good addition.
Acuna's, baby.
Yeah. I mean, they both are really good at baseball.
Yes, sir.
Let's be honest. The other person we got in that trade is a prospect pitcher from the Mets. I can't remember his name now. I had it down pat. Now I can't remember.
Don't worry about it. It'll come back to us. Give it a second. Just keep on going.
Yeah. But I was really excited about that trade. Was I upset when I heard Robert was gone? Did a tear come out of my eye a little bit?
Not at all.
Well, a little bit, because as a fan of the team, he was kind of almost that face of the franchise, that one player everyone knew from the White Sox.
Fair enough. But he wasn't producing.
And that's the thing. How much was he? And that's what I had to stop and think of it from the analyst and broadcaster point of view.
You got to produce.
And it was like, okay, how many games did he play last year? How many games did he play the year before that? I don't think he's played 100 games in a season the past 2 years.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, Andrew, if you don't produce on this radio station, I'm not going to keep you up in here. I'm not going to have you up on my show. You got to produce, man. That's what it's about. We didn't bring you to the lineup to sit there and look at me. I brought you to the lineup to win.
Here's the thing with the White Sox. I think they're going to have a better season than last year. If you're a White Sox fan and hoping for a postseason run, keep your hopes for another 2 to 3 years.
Easily. But if they pop, woo. Yep. We're talking about an immediate upset and dominance for some time. Because they're also young.
If they come out of the gate swinging, maybe a wild card appearance with the way things have been revamped in the MLB.
That would mean, then let's think about this in a realistic standpoint. That would mean that they would have to overtake Minnesota, the Royals. They're not going to overtake Detroit. Let's just be realistic about that. Detroit would have to falter a lot.
Right. But they made a lot of moves, and so did the White Sox. And that's what surprised me about Reinsdorf. In my opinion, he opened his pocketbook. When's the last time we saw that with the White Sox?
He sold the team. Remember, that's not his pocketbook anymore. Once again, this is WRMN 1410 AM Big Top Sports with Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid filling in for Derek Geyer here at Studio 14. Call-in line 847-934-1410. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to set statewide standards for school panic alert systems. The proposal would require technology allowing staff to instantly notify police during emergencies. Known as Alyssa's Alert, similar systems are already used in several states following the 2018 Parkland school shooting. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul is suing to block a plan to cut public health funding to Illinois and 3 other states. The Trump administration intends to rescind about $600 million, including grants for HIV and disease prevention programs. Illinois will soon require lenders to use a digital system for vehicle titles. Officials say the change will speed processing, reduce delays, and improve fraud protection by replacing paper titles with electronic records. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
When your car needs trusted care, think All Around Auto Body in Schaumburg. Family owned for over 30 years, they deliver high-quality collision repair and dependable service from start to finish. Call 847-352-3825. They're located at 501 Morse Avenue in Unit D. Get your vehicle back in shape with the experts who care. All Around Auto Body, where your car is treated like family. Call 847-352-3825 today. Proud sponsors of America's First Responders Fest.
When your car's feeling sluggish, don't stress. Just bring it down to Britain's Express Oil and Lube on Larkin Avenue in Elgin. For a fast, friendly 10-minute oil change and a full 18-point inspection, they've got you covered. Whether it's engine service, fluids, filters, or headlight check, they do it right, and they do it fast. Family run, quality service, right in your neighborhood. Swing by today and keep your ride running smooth. Britain's Express Oil and Lube, your car's health partner in Elgin, a proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 29. Looking ahead to Saturday, patchy fog before morning, then mostly sunny with a high near 55. Saturday night brings partly cloudy skies with a low around 31. Moving into Sunday, expect sunny skies with a high near 58. Currently, it's 47 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The Colonel made his $10 Tuesday bucket so full with 8 pieces of juicy, crispy chicken or tenders that it might just last you till Wednesday, if you've got that kind of self-control. I mean, some people want leftovers. Others are more into right nowers. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. $10, 8 pieces, one big deal with KFC $10 Tuesdays.
Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride.
Oh, yeah. Big Top Sports, baby, on WRMN. 1410 AM, Studio 14, here with your host, Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid, filling in for the sports czar, Derek Geyer, who's on vacation, enjoying himself in some land of luxury that we were not invited to. Whatever, Derek. I didn't want somewhere warm to party. I don't like warm land, Andrew. I prefer to be cold and shut indoors. You think I want a margarita? No. Who wants those fancy, cool drinks? Not me. Clearly, Derek does. So enjoy yourself, Derek. You know we gotta give him good stuff.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, we love you over here,
we
Derek.
Love you,
it's all in fun.
We love you. You know it's all in fun because we love you so much. We were talking about before that phone call, and that was actually, man, you know what? I really love the great call, and and before we left off, he asked us to address the Bear Stadium situation, which I don't want to overlook.
Do you want to get your thoughts on that, Marcus?
And so, you know, we will address that. I've heard many people throwing things. It's been talk. The bottom line is that I'm disappointed in both sides. I'm disappointed in the state of Illinois. I'm disappointed in the Bears. And it's all about, you know what it all comes down to? It's all about money, man. It's all about money. It's all about money. And there's nothing more they could lie. They could try to spin it to you any way they want. It's all about money. And here's the problem. So Chicago doesn't want to let the Bears go because
they've been very vocal about that.
And I've said this to people on Big Top Sports. I've said it on Truth About Chicago Sports. I'm going to lamentous once again. Last Bears game I went to was Caleb's first preseason game. I got lucky enough to get tickets for his first preseason game. His debut as a rookie. Caleb's coming out preseason game. I go down there. It was such a money fest for the city. It had nothing to do with the Bears. I mean, nothing. The Bears wasn't attached to none of this money, from the parking to the restaurants that's looking to bring people in that want to wait before they go to the game or after the game. You selling merchandise, all this stuff. All this stuff goes to the city of Chicago and the people working for Chicago. They make a killing off of Bears games. The Bears make good off of Bears games, but guess what? The city of Chicago makes real good off Bears games also. And it's a scam fest. The best way I could put it is it's like being at a flea market. You know, like everyone is looking to get paid. And it's all, like I said, it's all revenue for Chicago. If the Bears pull out from Chicago. Now, all those people, so the people that are getting paid from the parking, for the people, the restaurants, for the tailgating that's outside of the stadium, for all these things, the rides, the Ubers, all these things that the city of Chicago is getting goes away. That is real money. That's not like, they're just going to lose a couple thousand. No, we're talking millions on the line. And then when you add it up for years, now we're talking billions. And the city of Chicago knows that if they lose the Bears, because of the fact that there is, I believe there's some weird law or rule here that claims that there cannot be two teams that represent the city of Chicago. That's why it's not been two teams. Because think about it. LA's got two teams. New York's got two teams. Why wouldn't the city of Chicago, the third largest city, not have two teams? It's because there's a stipulation here that says that Chicago can only have one football team. Papa Hallis made it that way. He was I don't want to say the wrong thing, but he was a very intense man, and he didn't like competition. He loved his Bears. Didn't like competition. So he didn't like competition. Why do you think he couldn't stand Green Bay so much? That man was psychopathic about competition, and so he set it up to where the Bears it could only be one team in Chicago, and so that's why that's a problem. There wouldn't be a problem with the Bears if the Bears left and Chicago could just make another Chicago team. And then the Bears could be the Arlington Heights Bears. Bears could be still call themselves Chicago Bears, but play in Arlington, just like the New York Giants. Yeah. The New York Giants do not play in New York. People need to get that in their head. Right, they do not play in New York. They play in New Jersey, but they're still the New York Giants. If the Bears were to play in Indiana, Chicago Bears would still be the Chicago Bears. But the problem is the city of Chicago would now not technically have a football team. Right. And they can't turn around and they cannot say, hey, we're open for business. Let's bring on the franchise, because the Chicago Bears still carry the name of Chicago Bears. And that's where it's an issue. That's why this is a big problem with the stadium, and that's why the city of Chicago is fighting so hard. I believe the city of Chicago is working hand in hand with the governor to make it as hard as possible for the Bears to leave Chicago. I believe that's why Arlington Heights has been a big problem. The Bears own the land, but they have no tax guarantee. What people don't know, the Chicago Bears don't pay any tax right now for Soldier Field. They pay no property tax. Remember, that's owned by the city. They pay no property tax there. So what the issue is with Arlington Heights is that Illinois won't give them. They said, we're willing to pay the property tax. We just want a set number, because otherwise it becomes, it was 10% this year. Oh, property tax is 20% this year. Oh, we saw that you guys made $5 million. We saw $5 billion. You know what? Now property tax is 30%. That's what the Bear, and you know what? That's actually have every right to demand protection on their property tax. Even if it's for 10 to 20 years, they have every right to say, we only want to pay 3%. If that's what you agree to, that's what we're going to pay for the next 10 years. You can't come back to us 5 years later and say, hey, that's increased to 15%. And I understand that. Because there's a big difference in property tax from 3 to 15%, Bubba. When you're $1 billion corporation,
for sure. But here's the thing. I think of with the Bears, and correct me if I'm wrong, from what I understand, a big thing that started all this was the stadium was not high up on Arlington Heights' priority list of like things for the city to get done.
That I think that disappointed the Bears also. They wanted to be priority number one.
Yeah, they wanted to be priority number one. They wanted to be that team, that thing that Arlington Heights really wanted. And, and I think Arlington Heights still does really want the Bears.
I think they made mistakes opening. I think because the Bears bought the land, they got cocky.
Right.
And they start, sometimes you're like, hey, this guy's in my neighborhood. Hey,
right.
I mean, you start feeling yourself. And
here's my
that was a
thing.
mistake.
The Bears leave the state of Illinois, and I don't know if you agree with me this one, Marcus, but I feel like they're going to lose a whole ton of their fan base if they leave this state.
No, they will not. The Bears are an entity that is so established, the Bears could play on the moon, and we as Chicago Bears fans are still going to watch them. Because we just love the Bears that much. We love our beloved that much. And as long as they wear that C on their helmet and they wear their Bears colors, we're going to watch them.
Will they wear their C on their helmet? Or if they move states, will it just change?
Yeah, Northwest Indiana has already declared that they're an extension of Chicagoland area. If you look, Indiana is doing a very smart thing, but I don't think they're going to Indiana.
I really don't think so either.
I don't think Gary
is
but at the same time, I
do
do love the fact of that Indiana was smart enough to see what was going on and say, look, having a football franchise in your state, in your area, wherever you're at, just made you that much richer. Just made you that much richer. Like I said, there's a reason that Chicago is fighting so hard to not for them to let them go, because you are generating so much money from outside the game. The game itself, you're making a killing, but out before the game, after the game, the days leading up, man, if you got a football team in your city, hey, ho, hey, you dancing all night long, okay? Right. So, yeah, Indiana saw an opportunity. They put their hat in the ring. What it does for the Bears is that it gives the Bears leverage. And I like that the Bears can have that. People got to understand that this is all big business. Don't sit there and say, they're billionaires. That's not fair. That's not fair to them because we don't know how much money is liquid to them. And remember, they do pay their players. Last time I checked, them players are expensive. like hold on now. Let's not act like them checks are small. We signing just a couple. We signing him to $2,000 for you are not. You are paying millions.
Now, Marcus, when we come back, there is some breaking news out of the NBA that came up today. I do want to talk to you about to end the show. A couple things, actually. One is the Utah Jazz and Pacers getting fined, and then Chris Paul hanging up his shoes.
Chris Paul done, baby. He said, I don't want no more.
But we'll get into this on the other side of this break.
Yes, sir.
And we'll get your thoughts and my thoughts on both those issues.
Oh, no.
Well, Chris Paul's not an issue, but that first one definitely is.
Yeah. Chris Paul retired is a sad note. But, yeah, the other two are an issue for sure. Once again, this is Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM. Call-in line 847-931-1410. This is Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid filling in for Derek Geyer here on Big Top Sports.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Chicagoland? Need trusted legal help with real estate, evictions, or estate planning? Turn to Guthrie & Brady, the happy lawyers serving the greater Chicago area since 1965. With over 50 years of experience, they handle titles and deeds, foreclosures, landlord-tenant issues, wills, trusts, and more. Appointments available evenings or weekends at their Roselle office or right in your home. Call Guthrie & Brady now at 847-524-1215. That's 847-524-1215. Or visit gnblegal.com. Guthrie & Brady, personal, professional, affordable legal services for all of Chicagoland. The happy lawyers since 1965. That's gnblegal.com. Or 847-524-1215. Guthrie & Brady, trusted legal help made easy, fast, affordable, and experienced. Call today.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
When our nation calls, Patriots answer. The U.S. Volunteers Joint Service Command stands ready, honoring our fallen heroes through military funeral honors and serving communities during natural disasters and emergencies. If you're 18 or older, you can serve close to home with free training and just one Saturday a month. Prior service with honorable discharges are welcome. View our website today at usvjsc.org. We are Patriots. We are always ready. We are U.S. Volunteers, and we want you to join us.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. That's 800-785-1673.
And we are back. And Andrew, before we went to break, you said you had breaking news we want to discuss. Go ahead, let's get into it.
Yeah, out of today, both the Utah Jazz and Indiana Pacers have been fined for sitting healthy players.
Ooh.
The Jazz have been fined $500,000 and the Indiana Pacers have been fined $100,000.
Yes.
As a fan of the sport, as a fan of basketball, why?
Well, it's never going to stop. And I know that the NBA is the only ones that can do anything about this. I don't know how you stop the tanking, because the lottery is how you get better. And that's just bottom line. And we've seen from a team that refuses to tank, the Chicago Bulls, look what happens. Now you just become stuck in basketball hell, where you're consistently mediocre for the whole time, and you go almost what now at this point 30-something years without making it to the NBA final.
Right. And they've gotten close in the Derrick Rose era, but
and you know, teams don't want to do that. Most teams want to win, and so the only way you can win in the NBA is by getting lottery picks, because free agents only go to certain destinations. That's just the truth. If we've looked at the trend of the last 20 years, the big name free agents either go play with their buddies,
right,
or they go play in a big market. But they will not go play for the Indiana Pacers, or go play for the Milwaukee Bucks, or go play for the Utah Jazz. That's not happening. Kevin Durant has played for 1,000 teams. You know who Kevin Durant has never played for? The Utah Jazz. He's never played for the Charlotte Hornets. He's never played for the New Orleans Pelicans. He's never played for all these small market teams that struggle. The Orlando Magic, who have not ever won a championship, and struggle to every year to try to pull themselves up to the upper echelons, elite in the NBA, that get the top name free agents.
You're right. And just in my perspective, you know, I think it was right for the NBA to do that, to say, hey, if they're healthy, why are you sitting them? And this is a problem that needs to be addressed. In lighter, humbler news, I would say, it was announced today that Chris Paul, after 21 NBA seasons, is officially hanging it up.
Point God, as he was nicknamed.
12-time MVP.
Special.
Yeah, that's just the word, special. I mean, this guy has been playing for almost as long as I've been alive. I've watched him my entire childhood and now into being an adult where I've actually gotten to examine the sport a lot more and understand it a lot more. So it was nice to be able to see one player throughout my whole childhood and into adulthood that I actually like, because I'm going to be honest, I wasn't always a LeBron fan, but I always liked Chris Paul because Chris Paul was just a nice all-around guy, and he still is. But, we all deserve retirement one day, right?
Yes, we do.
And he, like Adam Silver, NBA commissioner, had said, on behalf of the NBA, I congratulate Chris on his extraordinary career and thank him for his friendship, partnership, and lasting contributions to our game. And that was per Adam Silver, NBA commissioner.
Yeah.
So that just proves the mark that Chris Paul has left on this sport and on this league.
Chris Paul is one of the top 10 greatest point guards of all time. And then you could debate however you wanted to go. You want to put him top 5. I'm not going to argue and say no. But he's in my mind, period, top 10. When you talk about point guards, I talk about Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, guy from Milwaukee, and I'm blanking on him right now. Triple-double king that played with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, no, I'm blanking on it too. I remember.
It'll come back to me, though. Don't worry, it'll come back to me. Then now we're talking Steph Curry, John Stockton, Kevin Johnson. There's only a few people that I'm thinking that I could even think that could remotely, where I'm like, yeah, they were probably better point guards than Chris Paul. So that's and I've listed 7 there, and I would then throw Chris Paul in there. That's 8 guys right there that I thought were tremendous point guards. And then, of course, there's always some guys on the back end that you could debate, from Tim Hardaway and guys of that nature that were very superior point guards that just maybe didn't hit that elite level. But yeah, I feel like that he falls in that elite level of top 10 point guards of all time. And I believe, no, he did not win a ring. Which is disappointing, for such a great career.
It's such a long career. Can you tell me, Marcus, because you've been watching basketball way longer than I have and can understand it a lot better, has there been anyone who's played in the league longer than 21 years?
21 years?
Yeah.
As far as I think Robert Parrish is the oldest. Because
LeBron isn't there yet. I don't think LeBron's there yet.
I want to say it was Robert Parrish, but I'm going to look this up right now.
Because I really don't, and I could be wrong, but I don't think. Are you kidding?
It's LeBron.
It's LeBron.
No, he's the oldest active.
He's the oldest
active player. Let's see if we can find out who was actually the oldest player here. And I'm trying to get a quick score.
Yeah, I think you're right, Robert Parrish.
Yeah, Robert Parrish, the Chief. The Chief is the oldest. He played till he was 43. So LeBron is 2 years away from matching the Chief at 43.
I don't think LeBron gets there. And it would be nice to see, but I think he's in that where he's playing, but we've seen flashes of old LeBron this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you have a different opinion, Marcus. I think he's reaching the end.
Oh, it doesn't reach. It's there. He's at the end for sure. And it's been a great career. Hats out to LeBron. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, but I respect his game. I respected the fact that he's been able to survive in this league that long. And if he does become the oldest player in the game, then you know what? Salute to him, man.
Yeah, salute to you. And, you've gotten to do one thing not many pro athletes have been able to do and play with your son.
Yep.
And you got to do that. And that's just
something special.
An awesome feeling. Ken Griff, the junior Griffey's got to do that with each other and play with each other. So that's just an experience he'll have forever. And, and he didn't play in enough games this year to qualify for the All-Star game. So unfortunately, he will not be there this weekend. And unfortunately, neither will Steph Curry, because Steph Curry is injured, and that's kind of a...
That's a downer.
Because,
people love Steph. I love Steph. I love watching Steph. I think he's awesome.
Steph is obviously a future first ballot Hall of Famer in my opinion.
Yes, I mean, he's one of the bright spots. He has been one of the bright spots for the NBA for a long time.
So my question to you is this: Chris Paul was kind of, in my opinion, one of the faces of the NBA for the longest time, and still is. Who now takes that? Who takes Chris Paul's spot as the
best point guard in the game?
Yeah, right now.
Ooh, right now, no one. We have to be determined. Let's wait that out. There's still some young players coming up. There's young youth that's in the league. The best point guard in the game currently right now, like I said, let's to be determined. I don't want to jump on the limb and pick someone because the game has changed vastly so much. If I had to choose in a quick vacuum one person, I'm going with Jalen Brunson in New York, but he's more of a scorer than a facilitator. And that's what the true definition of point guard is: facilitator. Maybe Tyler, what is it? God darn it, Halliburton. Maybe Halliburton is on that trajectory, right? But we'll see. He'll have to come back from injury, so we'll see.
So all from me, all love to Chris Paul and his retirement, and hope he enjoys himself.
Man, to the best.
I hope one day that he does decide to come back to the league in some capacity, because some guys do. Shaq is now an analyst and all that, so guys do come back. And
he's got a lot to offer to the game, and he has offered a lot to the game. And like I said, his contributions should not go unnoticed. We want to thank everyone here that helped make this show possible and special. Derek, you enjoy your vacation. Mr. Derek Geyer. This is Marcus Mack and Andrew Scheid here filling in on WRMN Big Top Sports, 1410 AM. We want to thank our board men, Dennis Sonar Green and Maddie Ice, for running the board today. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to all of our callers and all of our listeners out there. Make sure you continue to follow us and listen to WRMN 1410 AM in Studio 14. Let's go!
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 6 o'clock.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at...
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul is suing to block a plan to cut public health funding to Illinois and 3 other states. The Trump administration intends to rescind about $600 million, including grants for HIV and disease prevention programs. Illinois will soon require lenders to use a digital system for vehicle titles. Officials say the change will speed processing, reduce delays, and improve fraud protection by replacing paper titles with electronic records. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to set statewide standards for school panic alert systems. The proposal would require technology allowing staff to instantly notify police during emergencies. Known as Alyssa's Alert, similar systems are already used in several states following the 2018 Parkland school shooting. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The Colonel despised the word empty. Empty plates, empty tables, empty stomachs. That's why he made the KFC $5 bowls, like the famous bowl. Creamy mashed potatoes, crispy chicken, corn, gravy, and cheese. Because the only empty the Colonel liked was when you reached the bottom of that bowl. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. 5 KFC bowls for just $5 each.
Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home when you're in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul is suing to block a plan to cut public health funding to Illinois and 3 other states. The Trump administration intends to rescind about $600 million, including grants for HIV and disease prevention programs. Illinois will soon require lenders to use a digital system for vehicle titles. Officials say the change will speed processing, reduce delays, and improve fraud protection by replacing paper titles with electronic records. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to set statewide standards for school panic alert systems. The proposal would require technology allowing staff to instantly notify police during emergencies. Known as Alyssa's Alert, similar systems are already used in several states following the 2018 Parkland School shooting. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The Colonel despised the word empty. Empty plates, empty tables, empty stomachs. That's why he made the KFC $5 bowls, like the famous bowl. Creamy mashed potatoes, crispy chicken, corn, gravy, and cheese. Because the only empty the Colonel liked was when you reached the bottom of that bowl. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. 5 KFC bowls for just $5 each.
Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home when you're in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 29. Looking ahead to Saturday, patchy fog before morning, then mostly sunny with a high near 55. Saturday night brings partly cloudy skies with a low around 31. Moving into Sunday, expect sunny skies with a high near 58. Currently, it's 47 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The Colonel made his $10 Tuesday bucket so full with 8 pieces of juicy, crispy chicken or tenders that it might just last you till Wednesday, if you've got that kind of self-control. I mean, some people want leftovers. Others are more into writing hours. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. $10, 8 pieces, one big deal with KFC $10 Tuesdays.
Prices and participation may vary.
Looking for the perfect midday pick-me-up? Tune in on Out to Lunch on WRMN AM 1410. Weekdays at midday. Out to Lunch brings a fresh, energetic look at local life, diving into the stories, events, and conversations shaping our community. From lively talk and new discoveries to real voices from around town. It's the perfect mix of entertainment, information, and hometown spirit. Listen on WRMN AM 1410 or watch us live on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. Out to Lunch. Spice up your midday morning. Hey Bears fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be a part of the action as thousands of diehard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today at 847-741-7700 and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears on WRMN AM 1410.
into the WRMN News. I'm Dennis Green. Coming up, Melrose Park man is sentenced to 18 years for an Elmhurst road rage shooting. Also, we've got a few of our stories here in Elgin, including St. Mary's Catholic is the next stop on the Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour in February. And the Elgin area branch of American Association of University Women is offering 2 $1,000 scholarships. Also, our headline stories for today: Kane County Board appoints 2 replacement members, and U.S. Rep. Caston's fundraising tops other candidates' efforts. This and more covering the Fox River Valley here on WRMN. But first, here's the latest forecast for Elgin and the Fox Valley area. As we go through the day, expect mostly sunny skies with a steady breeze. Temperatures climb to a high near 41, then drop back to about 26. That means overnight it's going to stay chilly, and watch out for patchy refreezing on any damp pavement. Thursday, cloudy early, then clouds give way to some sun with a high of 43 and again a low near 27. Friday, mostly sunny and much warmer, high of 53 and a low of 29. Saturday and Sunday, we are in those mid-50s and low 30s for the low as we march onto the beginning of next week, and we start that with a high of 55. Before we go to break, Kane County Board appoints 2 replacement members. 2 new members of the Kane County Board were sworn in Tuesday to fill vacancies left by a death and a resignation. Kimberly Young of North Aurora will represent District 2. She replaces Dale Berman of North Aurora, who died in October. Jennifer Abaticola of Hampshire will represent District 9. She replaces Gary Doherty, who quit in December. Both will serve until December 1st. Young initially sought the Democratic nomination in March for the 2-year term to fill out the rest of Berman's term, which was scheduled to end December 1st, 2028. She was one of 5 people who applied for the vacancy. In November, Pirog said she would not appoint Young or any other applicants who were also in the primary because she did not want to give them a perceived advantage in the election. Councilwoman Pirog nominated Mary Berman, Dale Berman's widow. The board tabled the vote, and Mary Berman then withdrew her application. Pirog then nominated Matthew Dingledine, who is also running in the primary. The board rejected him. Young then withdrew from the primary. No Republicans are running in November for the District 2 seat. Abaticola is seeking the Republican nomination for a 4-year term. Her opponent is Jeffrey Magnuson, who also applied for the vacancy. The replacements were chosen at a special county board meeting February 4th after being interviewed by a committee and nominated by Pirog. The votes were unanimous, although District 17 board member Deborah Allen voted present on Young's appointment. Allen, a Democrat, said the board should have waited until after the primary to see who voters wanted to be their representative. State law says an appointment is to be filled within 60 days of vacancy. Read more about it at the Daily Herald. Go on over to thedailyherald.com, where you can find out how you can get your e-edition or the paper edition delivered directly to your door. This is WRMN News. I'm Dennis Green. We'll be back with more after this.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. That's 800-433-3082.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Looking for the perfect midday pick-me-up? Tune in on Out to Lunch on WRMN AM 1410. Weekdays at midday. Out to Lunch brings a fresh, energetic look at local life, diving into the stories, events, and conversations shaping our community. From lively talk and new discoveries to real voices from around town. It's the perfect mix of entertainment, information, and hometown spirit. Listen on WRMN AM 1410 or watch us live on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. Out to Lunch. Spice up your midday morning.
Back to the WRMN News. Our next selection was submitted to the Daily Herald by Judy Tepe from the AAUW Elgin branch area. The AAUW of Elgin offers $2,000 in undergraduate scholarships. The Elgin area branch of American Association of University Women is offering two $1,000 scholarships to be used to meet undergraduate college expenses for the 2026-27 academic year. Betty Medeiros Memorial Scholarship and the Elgin Legacy Memorial Scholarships. At least one of these scholarships shall be given to a woman of color. All applications shall be postmarked by April 1st, 2026, or emailed to the Scholarship Committee no later than April 4th, 2026. Applicants must be at least 19 years of age by April 1st and identify as female. The students should have successfully completed at least 12 semester hours or equivalent college credit with a minimum of a cumulative 2.5 grade point average. Applicants must live within 50 miles radius of Elgin, and preferences will be given to Elgin area applicants. Applicants must be currently enrolled in an accredited institution or seeking enrollment for the upcoming semester. The recipients will be granted a student affiliate membership in the Elgin area branch of the AAUW and invited to attend branch meetings and activities. The recipients are invited to attend AAUW's May Dinner meeting where the scholarship will be awarded. The scholarship money will be mailed to the recipient's college choice and deposited into her tuition account. The applications are available online via the Gail Borden Library webpage. the AAUW Elgin Area Branch website, elginarea-il.aauw.net, or can be accessed through the financial aid offices at Elgin Community College, Harper University in Palatine, Judson University in Elgin, Waubonsee Community College in Sugar Grove, Aurora University in Aurora, Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, McHenry County College in Crystal Lake, Keene County Connects, and Centro de Información in Elgin. Send all necessary transcripts to Elgin Branch AAUW, P.O. Box 6721, 202 South Randall Road, Unit B, Elgin, IL 60123, or electronically to aauw.il.elgin.scholarships@gmail.com. Transcripts must be received no later than April 15th in order for one's completed application to be considered by the committee. Thank you, Judy Tepe, for submitting that to the Daily Herald. To continue our Elgin focus, St. Mary Catholic is the next stop on the Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour, February 15th. The next stop on the 2025-26 Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour will be at 4 p.m. February 15th at St. Mary Catholic Church, 397 Fulton Street in Elgin. This was submitted by the Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour. The instrument featured is the church's historic 1926 George Kilgan and Son pipe organ with performances by St. Mary Director of Music and organist Vilma Didis, along with other guest singers and instrumentalists. Admission is free, and a free will offering will be taken to support St. Mary's ministries and future organ maintenance projects. The following week, February 22nd, the Great Pipe Organ Tour will be at First Presbyterian of Elgin. It will feature Trio de Chats Noirs, which includes Mark Fry on bass trombone and euphonium, Rachel Velkis on French horn, and Jeff Neufried on organ. The Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour is a series of free concerts began in 2024 showcasing Elgin's and the surrounding area's many unique pipe organs. The concert features local organists and the local church's own musicians, and program content varies from formal organ repertoire to chamber ensembles, choir anthems, and hymn sings. The mission of the series is to revive interest in the pipe organ, open up new performance venues, and provide an affordable concert experience to the community. Again, a free will offering will be taken at each concert to benefit the host church's program and ministries, but additional general donations to support the organ tour or sponsored guest instrumentalists can be made to First Congregational Church. Visit fcc-elgin.org/organ-tour or contact Jeff Newfield through the church office for more information. When we come back, 3 were stabbed in 2 incidents in Aurora, and a Melrose Park man was sentenced to 18 years for an Elmhurst road rage shooting. That and more coverage here from the Fox River Valley and the state coming up right after this. I'm Dennis Green. You're listening to the WRMN News.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip: the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better. Check with the BBB first, because better businesses are honest and commit to High Ethical Standards Bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Welcome back to the WRMN News. 3 were stabbed in 2 incidents in Aurora. This comes from the Daily Herald. 3 people were stabbed in 2 separate incidents over the weekend in Aurora. On Saturday, February 7th, Aurora police responded to a residence on the 500 block of Glendale Avenue to find an adult male with stab wounds. He was transported to a hospital for treatment of serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police said in a news release that the stabbing resulted from a, quote, sudden altercation between 2 acquaintances inside the home. Jose Ontario Perez Leon, 25, of Aurora, was arrested and charged with aggravated battery causing bodily harm and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. On Sunday, February 8th, Aurora police were called to the 800 block of Hammond Avenue for a reported stabbing at a residence. Officers found 2 adults with stab-related injuries, and both were taken to area hospitals. Authorities say the incident stemmed from a domestic-related situation involving a behavioral health crisis inside the home. Dayton Paul Craig, 23, of Aurora, was arrested and charged with attempted first-degree murder, as well as multiple counts of aggravated domestic battery and domestic battery. Also from the Daily Herald, Melrose Park man is sentenced to 18 years for an Elmhurst road rage shooting. A man has been sentenced to 18 years in prison in a road rage shooting more than 8 years ago in Elmhurst. Angelina Navarro, 31, of Melrose Park, was sentenced Tuesday morning by DuPage County Judge Daniel Gurin. A jury convicted Navarro in September of aggravated battery with a firearm and aggravated discharge of a firearm, both felonies. He was acquitted of attempted murder. It was the second trial of the case because in 2020, a judge overturned another jury's verdict, finding they were legally inconsistent, and granted Navarro a new trial. The shooting happened around 2 p.m. October 28th of 2017 near York Road and Diversey Avenue. Police were called to a crash. They found a car with a shattered driver's side window. The police had been shot in the driver had been shot in the left cheek, with the bullet exiting his right cheek. Police said Navarro and the victim were waiting to make a left turn at an intersection with Navarro in front of the victim. The victim pulled around Navarro and drove away. Navarro followed, pulled into the oncoming traffic lane next to the victim, and fired the gun through his front passenger side window. Navarro will have to serve 85% of his sentence before being eligible for parole. He was held in jail for 5 years after his 2017 arrest until he posted $150,000 bond. He was taken into custody again in September after his conviction. He received credit for the time he spent in jail. Navarro was also ordered to pay $16,000 in restitution to the victim. David Hogg, who emerged as an advocate for gun safety laws following the 2018 mass shooting at the high school he attended in Parkland, Florida, will be the headline speaker at the annual Democratic Party of DuPage Gala on Sunday, February 22nd. The Drury Lane in Oakbrook Terrace, a former Democratic National Committee vice chair, Hogg recently co-founded Leaders We Deserve, a political action committee that helps elect young leaders nationwide. Tickets are available at DuPageDemocrats.com. Hoffman Estates residents are invited to join the Hoffman Estates Chamber of Commerce and Industry for its annual Mayor's Update Breakfast on Thursday, February 19th at the Now Arena, 5333 Prairie Stone Parkway. Registration and breakfast begin at 7:30 a.m., followed by Mayor Bill McLeod recapping 2025 and providing a look ahead at 2026. Register today by calling 847-781-9100. We've got some more great news happening here in the Fox River Valley, including U.S. Rep. Caston fundraising tops other candidates' efforts and an update around FEMA here in the Fox River Valley and Illinois. We've got more coming up after this. You're listening to the WRMN News. I'm Dennis Green.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois lawmakers have introduced... With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois will soon require lenders to use a digital system for vehicle titles. Officials say the change will speed processing, reduce delays, and improve fraud protection by replacing paper titles with electronic records. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to set statewide standards for school panic alert systems. The proposal would require technology allowing staff to instantly notify police during emergencies. Known as Alyssa's Alert, similar systems are already used in several states following the 2018 Parkland school shooting. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul is suing to block a plan to cut public health funding to Illinois and 3 other states. The Trump administration intends to rescind about $600 million, including grants for HIV and disease prevention programs. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Elgin isn't just a city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and opportunity. And at the heart of it all is the Elgin Chamber of Commerce. For over a century, the Elgin Chamber has helped local businesses grow, connecting entrepreneurs, advocating for progress, and inspiring the leaders of tomorrow. Whether you're a new business just starting out or an established company looking to expand, the Elgin Chamber is your partner for success. Join a powerful network of leaders making a difference in our community every day. Together, we're shaping the future of Elgin, one connection at a time. Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, where business and community grow together. Call now, 847-741-5660, or go to info@elginchamber.com. Contact Carol Gieske.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 29. As we look to Saturday, patchy fog may develop early, then mostly sunny with a high near 55. Saturday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 31. On Sunday, sunny skies are expected with a high near 58. Currently, it's 43 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
EL.com.
Welcome into the WRMN News. Coming up, FEMA denies appeal for storm damage aid. Barrington Hershey students walk out to protest immigration enforcement. And our headline story of the day, U.S. Rep. Kasten's fundraising tops other candidates' efforts. Before we get into that, let's check in with the Fox Valley area weather. As we go through the day, expect mostly sunny skies with a steady breeze. Temperatures climb to a high near 41, then drop back down to 26. Thursday, cloudy early, then clouds give way to some sun with a high of 43 and a low of 27. Friday, mostly sunny and much milder with a high of 53 and a low of 29. Sun early, then increasing clouds with a high of 53 on Saturday with low of 31. Sunday, plenty of sunshine, again with our high in the mid-50s and our low just at 30. Monday, times of clouds and sun as we continue this 50 high through as the beginning of next week kicks us off. FEMA denies an appeal for summer storm damage aid. This was written by Janelle Walker from Shaw Local News Network. Illinois Illinois was unsuccessful in appealing the Federal Emergency Management Agency's denial of major disaster declaration following storms that caused damage around the Chicago area in last August. FEMA's denial applies to the state's request for individual assistance for residents in Kane, McHenry, Will, Cook, and Boone counties, according to the release. Governor J.B. Pritzker called the denial politically motivated, while at least one area emergency management official said the lack of a declaration may have further-reaching effects on Illinois residents. Pritzker said, quote, "Let's call this what it is, a politically motivated decision that punishes thousands of Illinois families in a critical moment of need. Playing politics with disaster relief funding is a new low even for the Trump administration," unquote. According to FEMA.gov, individual assistance, quote, "provides financial and direct services to eligible individuals and households affected by a disaster who have uninsured or underinsured necessary expenses and serious needs. The assistance is intended to meet your basic needs and supplement disaster recovery efforts," the website states. That can include temporary housing aid and help in repairing both owner-occupied and rental homes, according to the website. Without the FEMA declaration, quote, "people are on the hook to pay for themselves," unquote, said Scott Bulzinski, Kane County's emergency management director. Storms ripped through the region from August 16th to 19th, causing flooding, property damage, power outages, and blocked roads. In the weeks following, teams from the affected counties' emergency management offices canvassed affected areas to collect data. According to the McHenry County EMA Director, David Christensen, in a release at the time, those teams went out. The data collection allows municipalities to qualify for assistance and team survey damage, quote, "to enable IEMA officials to pursue all potential forms of assistance," unquote. Similar teams were on the ground in Will County, assessing damage from the storms there. FEMA had previously denied the request for a disaster declaration from those storms. The appeal was filed November 21st, 2025, following, quote, "months of coordination between local, state, and federal officials, including joint preliminary damage assessments and a supplemental round of assessments in early November to capture the full scope of the damage." According to a release from the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, not receiving the disaster declaration could mean increased insurance premiums and less assistance in restoring properties, said Theodore Van de Stample, Emergency Management Coordinator in Aurora, which was severely impacted by the storms. What Aurora was able to determine as the local impact, quote, "doesn't really scratch the surface of the damage we received," Van de Schappel said. Of Aurora's 200,000 residents, only 34 responses noting damage were reported. Van de Schappel added, "We rely on people's self-assessment of the area, and we were coming across people who were unwilling to interact with us in some locations." He said, adding that ICE was operating at the state at the same time. By not getting the disaster declaration for the affected counties, residents could see higher insurance costs, Van de Schappel said. David Christensen, the McHenry County Emergency Management Coordinator, said that not receiving the disaster declaration is less important for his county than for others affected by the storm. Christensen said, quote, "individuals had disasters in my county, but most of them were insured. In depressed areas of Cook County with flooding, there was more. We had wind damage. Read more about it from Shaw Local. Before we go out, we've got one last story before we hit our commercial break. Barrington Hershey students walk out to protest immigration enforcement. This was submitted by Steve Zalewski and Christopher Pasek. Students in Barrington and Arlington Heights walked out of their classes and spilled onto nearby streets Tuesday to protest federal immigration enforcement actions. Barrington High School students stepped out about 10 a.m., walking the main street towards downtown. The mood was boisterous as they held signs and chanted anti-U.S. immigration and customs enforcement slogans. Alex Acevedo, a junior, said, quote, "We're seeing a lot of people that are legal immigrants, and they're still getting taken away and sent away, and families are just getting broken up." He continued, "We don't want that anymore. It's time to make it right." Federal authorities have disputed such accusations, insisting that immigration agents are targeting primarily violent offenders and others with criminal backgrounds. Several students cited personal connections to immigration. Armani Cruz, a sophomore whose parents immigrated to the United States, said he was protesting, quote, "for my people." Cruz said, quote, "I'm Hispanic. My mom came here, so did my dad, and I'm really just supporting my family. We need a lot more people to stand up against Donald Trump and ICE." Alexis Brown, a senior, said this was her first protest. Quote, "Everything that ICE is doing right now is wrong." Several drivers honked their horns as they drove past students to show their support. However, Brian Long of Long & Company Jewelers said a protester damaged a sign he had placed on the sidewalk near the Main Street business. About 100 students walked out of John Hershey High School in Arlington Heights at 11:20 a.m. The students, some holding posters and carrying flags, chanted "ICE out" and "Immigrants are welcome" as they marched from Hershey to Thomas Middle School, then back to the high school. The event was organized on social media over the last week, said senior Ava Swachka. Quote, "What's happening in Minnesota is a big contributor to a lot of people. People are realizing this is an issue that matters to them." She continued, "The moment was right. Students were upset." Read more about it from the Daily Herald. When we come back, we've got our headline story, U.S. Rep. Kasten's fundraising tops other candidates' efforts, and we've got a news submission from Leslie Lines. Stick around, we've got more WRMN news coming up after this.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Rep. Caston's fundraising tops other candidates' efforts. But before we get to that, let's check in with Leslie Lyons.
For WRMN, this is Leslie Lyons from Fox Valley Magazine by Paul Strukel. According to a press release from the city of Geneva, an 18-year-old Geneva man died Sunday evening after he was struck by an eastbound freight train near the Western Avenue Grand Crossing in Geneva. At approximately 9:51 p.m., Geneva police officers and firefighters were dispatched for a report of a train accident involving a pedestrian. Upon arrival, police officers met with the train conductor and located the teen near the Union Pacific West Railway tracks east of the Western Avenue. He was pronounced dead on the scene. The teen was struck by the train on the northernmost track west of the Western Avenue crossing. He was reportedly alone at the time of the incident, and preliminary findings indicate no foul play is suspected. The stopped freight train blocked the Western Avenue crossing for several hours due to the emergency response. The incident remains under investigation by the Geneva Police Department and the Kane County Coroner's Office. The teen's family members are still being notified about this tragedy, and the police department will not be releasing his name at this time. That was from Fox Valley Magazine by Paul Strukel. For WRMN, this is Leslie Lyons.
Thank you, Leslie. U.S. Rep. Caston's fundraising tops other candidates' efforts. This was written by Russell Lizow of the Daily Herald. U.S. Rep. Sean Caston of Downers Grove entered 2026 with a substantial financial advantage over the first-time candidate trying to usurp him as the Democratic Party nominee in Illinois' mostly suburban 6th congressional district, as well as over the 2 Republicans running for the seat. Caston, who is seeking a 5th term in Congress, had $1.3 million in his campaign coffers as of December 31st. Federal Election Commission's documents indicate. Democratic challenger Joey Roosevich, a Chicagoan who is coming at Caston from the left, lagged far behind him with $73,824 in the bank. Across the political aisle, 3-time Republican hopeful Nikki Conforti of Glen Ellen had $40,379 saved up for her primary battle against Shorewood resident Skylar Dunsing as of December 31st. Dunsing's campaign, on the other hand, finished the year with $118